Ben's been such a busy year, Lee.
It's been busy. You don't even know. Yeah, another year has come and gone. It's Game of the Year time. Of course, this previous weekend, we would have seen the Spike VGAs, the official video game awards. This is our little spin-on. We're going to do a top 7. That's right. Why? Because we can, right, Mike?
And because we want to.
Because, yes, there are 7 games we had to pay homage to. I have a disclaimer, though.
Maybe more, even, because we each have 7.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's 14. There might be some retreads.
Potentially 14 games.
Potentially controversial. I know Mike will get angry at some of my lists that he hasn't seen. But a disclaimer for me, I have not played Mass Effect 2 yet, which is a big runner in Game of the Year. I know for Mike, for sure. I'm getting to it next month. Sorry, everybody. I played the first one before the second one came out, and I'm like, I'm just going to wait for all the DLC. And I've spent an entire year agonizing over people being like, man, that is the Game of the Year. And I'm like, damn it. So we're gonna kick it off here. And here we go. Starting at the bottom of the list, number 7. I'm throwing it to Mike.
Number 7 on my top 7. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker for
Whoa.
PSP.
A portable game.
A portable game, because they still exist. They're not just on cell phones. And as far as the Metal Gear series goes, the portable games haven't been overly kind.
They've been different.
You had the Acid series, which was abysmal, and then the Portable Ops series. But Hideo Kojima has never been an actual part of those games. Whereas Peace Walker, he finally basically, created a game, that was his vision, right, of Metal Gear. So I mean, without him, it's missing something.
Huge, lots of gameplay for a PSP game too. Like, it'll keep you busy.
And the control scheme, everything like that, like it doesn't feel like a portable game. So definitely
gets around having no second analog.
Exactly.
Which is that's one game where you thought you'd need it, right?
Exactly.
My number 7 goes to a downloadable game, Mike. And this downloadable game came out recently. And I know what you're saying. It's a game that's existed for 30s of years. And I mean, it's a variation of that particular theme. But Pac-Man Championship Edition 2, DX, Ultra, whatever it's called. I have put 40 hours into this game. The addicting gameplay, I'm a huge Pac-Man fan. This is like the ultimate Pac-Man experience, and I can't get enough of it. I've been playing it more than most other games that came out this year. How's that not my Game of the Year? I love Pac-Man Championship Edition.
It's tough to fault a game like Pac-Man, though. I mean,
I know,
who hasn't played and enjoyed Pac-Man?
But you haven't seen it like this.
Exactly.
I sat my mom down. I'm like, Mom, you got to see this Pac-Man game. She's like, oh, I like Pac-Man the old way. I'm like, shut up, listen, watch this. And when you hit that power pellet, you turn around and you eat 30 ghosts in succession. That's just fun. And there's nowhere that says that games have to have a complex story and complex gameplay to be a Game of the Year, which is flowing nicely into my number 6. But we're going back to Mike for his.
That actually kind of ties up mine too. Number 6 on my list, Lost Planet 2.
Whoa.
Right along the same lines as Lost Planet 1.
Except less Nolan North.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, fun gameplay, huge enemies, almost a la, Monster Hunter.
It's very similar to that, yes.
Yeah, like a space Monster Hunter, basically. The story is almost completely incoherent. The controls handle really well, though. The unlockables are really neat. Good graphics, a lot of fun to play with friends. There's something to be said about being able to crawl inside an enemy while your buddy is outside shooting the same enemy.
Yeah, there's something to be said.
That
being said, multiplayer is the way to play it. If you played it single player, I feel bad for you, son.
Yeah.
It's a very, very visceral 4-player multiplayer experience. You unlock all these different weapons and gear that you can use after beating the game, and you kind of spec out your character. And really a hidden gem. Capcom had big plans for this game. We're going to do all this DLC and stuff like that, and it just didn't catch on, unfortunately. It was a very, very solid game.
A lot of control issues in the early going, though. They have patched it since then. One of the beefs, though, was definitely having to play the game, unlock everything, and then have to go back through to use all your unlockables.
Yeah.
But for people playing on 360, you can play as the Gears of War guys, too. You can download Marcus Phoenix and the gang, and the Hellgas on the PS3.
Wesker was in there.
Wesker is in there as well. Lots of unlockables. Really cool. That's my number 6.
Nice. My number 6 is it's going to probably get me backhanded from Mike after this segment is over. But with this year, we saw the release of both the Move and the Kinect. And from both of those things, we got one game that is something we haven't seen before, which is a motion tracking dance game. My number 6 game of the year is Dance Central because, dude, how unique is that game? I mean, it tracks your body movement. It's Rock Band without using instruments. It's your own body. You're dancing. It is the only game across the Kinect and Move that I have put this much time into, and it's a very solid game. For those of you who are like, skipping over this whole let's copy the Wii craze, Dance Central is a very, very good game, and I highly recommend it. It's a great party game. It's, sure, it's casual, but it is Rock Band with dancing, and just it kind of showcases what the Kinect can hopefully do in the future. Because God knows we haven't seen much else from either camp for the motion control kind of stuff like that. Well, we're on to number 5 now. Michael?
Number 5 of my top 7 games of the year, Alpha Protocol.
Alpha Protocol?
Alpha Protocol. Game's broken. Story doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense.
Explain yourself, sir.
Man, is it fun. If you, for example, if you like to exploit games, things like that, for example, if you maxed out, say, your Kung Fu, you could run through the whole game just kicking people, or...
The hand-to-hand combat in that game is some of the most rewarding, sound effect-wise. You just feel like a badass. You feel like a superhero. You're like Batman.
Pretty much.
It's like Arkham Asylum just takes over.
Yeah. The mechanics of the game were good, a little bit buggy. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing any more from Alpha Protocol since
That's too bad.
Didn't sell very well, but regardless, number 5.
Wow.
Lee.
All right, well, it's thrown over to me. Another one I know Mike won't agree with, but will agree is a good game. For the longest time now, Nintendo has been milking its cash cow, Pokemon. But I mean, they really kind of, this March, they really kind of just, it was the ultimate Pokemon game. They remade what I felt, story-wise, was the best, get the badges, go to the Elite Four formula. And they redid it with all the new features. Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver is my number 5. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. That was my 2 favorite games growing up on Game Boy Color. They just made it better. They added all the Pokemon to the end of it. You still have all 16 badges against the longest Pokemon game. If anyone, like if an alien race came down from outer space and was like, show us this Pokemon. What is the most all-encompassing, Pokemon game? It is these ones. And for that, I have to give it one of my Game of the Year. I'm still playing it now. And I mean, Black and White, what is that? It's not going to surpass Gold and Silver. Come on now. Number 4 to Mike.
Number 4, Rock Band 3 is my number 4. This is the quintessential
Let me stop you right there.
music rhythm.
That's
game.
my number 4 too. So
our number 4 is Rock Band 3,
collectively,
which is the music game to get. I would say.
If you haven't, the last review I think went up was Rock Band 3, and we can't say enough good things. Yes, it's a rhythm game like all. It's push buttons in accordance to the highway coming down, but this like Pokemon is the ultimate one. This is it.
Don't let Guitar Hero taint your view of music rhythm games. They've completely killed the genre, but Rock Band is still keeping the flame alive a little bit. You can export everything into Rock Band 3. It's got support for pro drums, pro guitar, pro keys. It's got a keyboard.
It's got keyboards.
For God's sake, harmonies.
You do 3 people singing at the same time. All instruments, 7 people playing at the same time on the same TV. What is that? I can't even. What the
music rhythm game
of the year
fans? You need to buy this game.
Yeah, Rock Band 3 is great. And that wraps up this part of the Game of the Year. We'll be right back with 3 to 1.